Praise God this morning. You may be wondering, you saw something on my face? Yeah. I have a slight infection, and I was even thinking maybe I will not do it this morning. That was my thought. So maybe I should just postpone it. I was about postponing it really. When the option came in, I was about postponing it. So as you're joining, please this morning, let us know as you're joining. Please let us know the country you're watching from, the state you're watching from, and let us hear from you. It's good. It's good here. God is faithful. God is awesome. So spread the news. Share with other people. I'm just wondering. Okay. We think it's good this way. Okay. It's good this way. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I want to appreciate all of you. We're going to be talking about so many people. And I promise today is Wednesday already. Today is 19th. Historical background still continues. And I'm just waiting for a few people to respond. Response from the Godram and the response from the Gideons. Response from the Godram and Gideons. Just waiting for them. The network could be a bit slow right now. But because once the network is slow, you may not see the picture very well, and it could be something. So please share the button, share with other people, connect with them, invite them as many as possible, and it's going to be awesome this morning. It's going to be awesome this morning. And I will be starting briefly again about a man who also contributed to Christian drama and also strengthened himself more in the area of radio drama. He also do radio drama. Along the line when the stage was going on, some people are also having privilege to operate on the radio and all that. And is the man who happened to be one of the pioneering drama ministers on radio too. And I'm talking about this morning, Rotimi Ige, Rondo Bienyi. Rotimi Ige, Rondo Bienyi. There's a part of people contributed and is still contributing the New Covenant Church. In the New Covenant Church, and is the president of the Latter House Ministries, Drama Ministries. He's the president of the Latter House Drama Ministries, and he's still doing very, very well in the Lord and on the field too. He's doing very, very well in the Lord and on the field too. So I'm going to be talking briefly about him, and I'm going to be talking about, we're talking about historical background of Christian drama. So I'm going to be talking also about him. Now, this morning, some people really showed interest. Some people really were like, oh, what of some of the things we could do, and we should also participate. One of the things you can do is to make the information available as far as historical background, and we have a lot of things, quite a number of things we want to share with you. We have quite a number of things we want to share with you, but we will do that justly. This man of God also sent some of the things to us. He said, this area is a loaded area, but from his own little knowledge, Rotimi Emmanuel is over 60. He's over 60 years. Rotimi Emmanuel is over 60 years and has contributed so much, even by the time that Paul Gunde was alive. Late Paul Adejabi started from the church. That time he want to write play, he will fast and pray. And you make us to understand that even some of the secular, even the so-called, some of the things we have mentioned, some of them also started in the church, as I've told us. And in fact, this one must go to record that Pa Onyade Jobi, if you want to write a script, he will fast and pray before he can write a script. Can you imagine that? And so, and he also said is merely entertainment at that time, because there was no focus on no focus on soul winning. But the advent of soul winning came in the early 90s and early 70s. Rotimi Manuel worked in NEPA when he used to act under NEPA Cora Group. He used to act under NEPA Cora Group as far as the 1970s. He said there are other groups there who are doing evangelical administration. There are other groups who are also doing equally powerful coming, like Ikmilerere. I thank God everybody keep on talking about Ikmilerere, Step, Mount Zion, and a whole lot of other groups in evangelical drive. He also make us to understand that Barakunle Ogun, they also in the part of things, they technical, Shegun Okewo, Hivam, and other contributed their own quota into development of what we can see now. Then one of the things you also make sure to understand is that the radio drama evangelism was not new at that time, was not new, but many people can delve into it. And like I said, he's the president of Latter House. Okay, Latter House Global Network, and was doing a lot of things. At that time, doing it was a bit difficult because some powers that we felt should not be allowed to see the light of the day. And some people, they don't know that they can actually use radio. And let me quickly confess to you, that was the man who directed the first ever radio drama, Christian radio drama I've ever done. I've ever in my life. That was where I learned my directing in radio. How do I direct radio drama? Because directing radio drama is different from directing film. It's different from directing documentary. It's different from different areas of those drama. And that was the man, the Lord, really, because it was to direct. He directed the radio drama by Reverend Felix Akonde. So he also said at that time that which people came up with radio drama, that was a great impact. And though some of the members were students, then yet they submitted themselves to God. So at that time, many people are students, but they submitted themselves at that time, and he was able to weather the storm because of his conviction that the worst that can happen in death, and many people, radio drama is a unique feature because you can walk and listen to radio drama as timeless. Okay, Rotimi Emmanuel is what I've just talked about, who also contributed in filmmaking and the video production at that time. There are quite a number of children of God who were really impactful, who were really able to do some good things and great things by the grace of God. So as you're watching, please feel free to share the link. Feel free to invite your friends, invite your drama groups and all that. And if you cannot, after this video, you can share with your friends and family. So that is Rotimi Emmanuel. Rotimi Emmanuel. So I'm going on straight on to Evam. We're going to be going straight to Evam. And before I go on to Evam, despite the fact that some churches could not allow drama ministry at the beginning, it was now becoming a reality that there was a movement of drama at the very beginning, but majorly the boiling point started more in 1980s. It has started before, and I keep on talking about that. And I want to quickly say, some people at the beginning, they are doing stage drama, which is called biblical stories and parables, not for real evangelism, just to strengthen the church, or they just do it for entertainment. Some people are doing biblical teachings. At that time, they show films, Christian films, to show around the nations and to do something. Then later, the evangelical Christian drama, which some of us believe so much, and later we discovered as a prophetic drama, that the drama you cannot, apart from winning soul through it, you can actually use it to prophesy to the nations. You can use it to prophesy to the nations of the world. You can use it to correct, to do a lot of things, to convince people of what God wants them to do. Now, I go on to Evam. Evam. What is Evam? Evam is Evangelical Outreach Ministries. Evam. And we were registered with Evangelical Outreach Vineyard Ministries. In 1989, it was established by an environmental chemist whose name is Shola Mike Agbola. Shola Mike Agbola. Shortly after he gave his life to Christ, God called him into drama ministry, and he is based in Ilorin, Kwara State. Shola Mike Agbola contributed so much that he received, not only in Nigeria, received invitations, accolades all over for impactful movie that God has helped them. Shola Mike Agbola is the president, and he also have other ministers who are anointed professionals with him. And one of the mandate God gave them is to minister to the whole world. And then, now let me quickly give you a bit of his background. Like this one now, like I said, I'm going to be giving deep things about all of these ministries, and I'm not going to be rushing it. Now, Shola Mike Agbola hailed from Kwara State, born in Samaru, Zaria, a few years after Nigerian independence, and he had his primary school in Zaria before the family moved to Kwara. So I think that one should be enough for you. That one should be enough for you. So he founded EVOM and is the president. He doesn't like the word founder. He doesn't like the word founder. But those are the people who are involved in the film. And he founded the ministry in 1988, but he founded the ministry in 1988, but they were formally commissioned 1989. And I also want to tell you, some of you who are just doing something on the internet to just drop something, to always cross-check when you're doing your research. I have to see a lot of errors different from what I know and what was put down or published out. So that's one of the things that the Lord also helped me to understand. So just by the way, so he is a pioneering member, and the involvement in the film, and he started precisely on the stage. One of their earliest drama play was titled Life for Life. Life for Life. And many of them liked the drama to the extent that people were calling them from one churches to another. They're moving the stage around until 1991. Can you imagine again? God directed them to go into film production so that they can also reach out to more people. So I'm going to go to the scholars book now, so that we can have a feel of one of the impacts that God has really helped him to do. One of the impacts of what God has helped him to do. So he was able to do this, and it was, many of us, we understand Rokpo and Gbade. If you can hear me, say amen. Okay. I think you can hear me now. Okay. If you can hear me, let me hear you. Just write something. Just write something so that I know you're hearing me. If you can hear me, write something. Write something. Hello. Sam, write something. Sam, you do write something. Write something so that let me know that you're hearing me. All right, I'm talking about Shola Mike Agbola. At that time, I told you the ministry started in 1989, and they did one films. Other films they have done Olugbalagbami, they have done Iwe Ase Egwaimo, and that's just like what I read for us. The Emifuemi Olugbalagbami means savior. Iwe Ase entry permit, Egwaimo. I told us that in 1991 the Lord directed them, and by 1992, 93, they have some movies produced to their credit. Olugbalagbami, Life for Life, and the rest like that. So even outreach has really contributed to the wonderful thing. Me portrayed about the life of Jesus Christ, who was human being. Rokpo and Gbade, the identical twins. That was the film at that time. But before that time, they were taking it from one stage to another. They were moving from one stage to another, ministering around the nation. And that was awesome. And later they also did Once Upon a Time. Some of us we we know once upon a time. And many of you don't know that these people, some of these ministries I've been mentioning, they actually contributed so much to the growth of what we have today as a Christian drama, or the historical background of Christian drama. One of the things that motivated Shola Mike Agbola was the born out desire to obey God. Because of the testimony we received within the country and outside the country, even at that time, the state drama was going on and they were doing powerfully well. And, the testimony was just awesome. And that forged at the time. Do you remember 90s again? This ministry started in 1989. Don't forget. So, you know how many years they had now? 1989. And this is 2016. You can know the age. They're over 25, over 25 years. You know what I'm talking about. So, now, it's funny, but then, some people just believe that, 1989, that was the year I was born. It doesn't matter. There is no year anybody mentioned he has started the work, that somebody is not being born in that time. So somebody must be born at a particular time. So somebody said, I was not even born at that time. So they play a significant role in Christian drama, and they show the life of righteousness to these people. Like I've promised us some of the details. Some details may be in our book on the review that we give out later, and some of these things are going to be made available on internet for people to download, for scholars, for any other person to also appreciate. Then a recap of the Breakthrough Ministries. I told us that it was founded by Wole Olale, and one of the films they produced at that time, as far back as 1993, was Ere Ije. Ere Ije 1993, Ìyàwó Àfẹ́sọ́nà 1998, Madarikan 2002. I was part of Madarikan. Ere Ije is a race, and Madarikan is also powerful. It's also about twins too. Madarikan is about twins, identical twins, and Madarikan is a weapon of war. And weapon of war. Now, we also have Crystalline, which I mentioned to Ross. Crystalline also contributed starting November 1993, I told us. And they are wonderful people. One of their first films, I also mentioned some of the first films that I mentioned, Omogiomi that I mentioned to Ross at that time. Then another ministry I must not forget to mention, that is Agbára Mi Kọ́ Rárá. Agbára Mi Kọ́. It's a popular song, but many people don't even know who composed the song. Oyelade. Thank God I remember the name. I most always forget the name. Evangelist Oyelade in Oshogbo. He's based in Oshogbo. Quite a number of drama ministers contributed so much to wonderful things we have today, to a lot of things we have today. And I'm so glad because, I must confess, I'm so glad because the history is becoming perfect. So I will go on straight to Sword of Excellence, Dunamis Ministry, Sword of Excellence Dunamis Ministry, headed by Paul-Esupofo Oriade, myself. He started the ministry even as a church drama group in the Restoration Christian Ministry, Agoy Rapada, as a drama minister in the church. That was 92-93 again, and you can imagine that again, 92-93 again. And he is part of the prominent drama ministers that contributed to his life. Part of them is at that time, part of people in that Agoy Rapada that was really coordinating is we call him Eke Oraye. But Shola is now a pastor. Pastor Shola is a wonderful pastor, and we also have a Dr. Muiwa Fashakin. Dr. Muiwa Fashakin is based now in US. These are people who have contributed, who really trained Paul-Esupofo at the very stage of the life of in the church. And also at that time, our church drama group believed so much in Mount Zion, because Mount Zion was the one who came. They came early 80s or late 80s. They came to the church to minister, and Pastor S.A. Awe invited Mount Zion at that time. And my own sister, our firstborn, was there, and he first of all brought the book home, and along the line at the beginning, it was formerly Sword of Excellence Drama Ministries International, but at the registration, it got registered in under the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Sword of Excellence Drama Ministry International. He's the executive producer, is executive director, and a set man. He doesn't like the word founder or president at the very beginning, because a lot of people use that name. I'm talking about myself really, but just make sure that you don't hear. I'm just saying for the history's sake. He's the chancellor that he received the calling of God to start a training in 1999 to start a training, a drama school training, which he first called the Sword of Excellence Drama Institute, and it was praying April 7th, April 2001. The Lord told him that he's going to build him a university that is going to be called the Sword of Excellence Drama Film University, the first of its kind in the world and in Africa, and especially Nigeria. And the work started 13th of December 1997, but it was commissioned 6 June 1998, commissioned by Evangelist Mike Bamiloye. The conference at Government Gospel Faith Mission, Government in Ibadan. And over the year, it was first produced, the first film in 2002. First film in 2002 that was excuse me, that was in 2002. That was the first of their film, but they did it on VHS. They shot the movie on Super VHS as of 2002. Super VHS, the first film, one script, but two film, Yoruba and English, called Army, The Max. Army, The Max. It was shown on NTA Ibadan, and it was also shown on BCUS and Galaxy in Ibadan at that time. It came out in 2004. It came out 2004. From 2002, it came out 2004. He's also part of the youngest at that time who contributed so much. One of the youngest at that time who contributed so much to the history of Christian drama. I think that's all about him. It's okay. Now we are going straight. I told us about we are working for Godram, but anytime the Godram came in, I will insert the Godram in, and anytime the Gideon come in, I will insert the Gideon in. And I will start. I'm going to be talking about three major people, and when I finish talking about them, and remember I told you that after talking about those three people, I'm going to put Mike Bamiloye. With Ken Adamson as a case study. So I'm going to be talking this morning first about someone the history has revealed. Wow, everybody wants to know about him. Everybody wants to hear from him. Everybody wants to see what the impact this man has really contributed to the body of Christ as far as Christian drama is concerned. All right. If you are there, invite your friends and come. Let's go on this trail. Like I told you, just don't want to talk much about Paul. Right, so I'm going to be talking about three major people left. A lot of people, quite a number of people contributed. I must confess, quite a number of people contributed, and if the time permits me, even in between as they come in, I will just talk about them. So now I'm going to be talking in this order. I'm going to be talking the order of talking from Kunle Ogunde. I'm going to be talking about David Adekunle Ogunde. David Adekunle Ogunde, popularly known as Kunle Ogunde. Now, I'm going to be having two reference books from the scholars, and I'm going to be taking my time, two reference books from the scholars, and I'm going to be taking my time to read it. I know, by the grace of God, I've been able to communicate him. I've sent an email. I've even drop a phone call to make sure that I can hear the current thing, apart from what is available on their website or what the scholars have written about him. Because I know he will remember deep things now that he's growing older, and a lot of things were documented. So by the grace of God, I'm going to be taking my time. In reading from the scholar's book, because it's a reference book. So I'm going to be taking my time to read from the note available to me. So and I'm going to be very I'm going to be very, very taking my time, really. I'm going to be taking my time on that by the grace of God. Kunle Ogunde. Kunle Ogunde. Kunle Ogunde is the name. Kunle Ogunde. Kunle Ogunde happened to be one of the foremost and one of the pioneers of Christian drama. One of the pioneers of Christian drama who started, who also contributed so much uh, about the filmmaking in Christian drama. It will shock you from the history. History reveals that Kunle Ogunde has something to do with deeper life. How many of you thought that about that? He has something to do with deeper life. He has something to do with deeper life. And in fact, he at the beginning faced more of his challenges from the deeper life. And part of the members at that time, part of people who they worked together, I mentioned to you, I mentioned our beloved sister. When it comes to that time, I'm going to talk about her so much, and that's why I'm putting her next after Kunle Ogunde. I think I will be able to talk about Kunle Ogunde if I can finish the Kunle Ogunde today before the time goes off, and then it will be good for me. It will be good for me. So, Kunle Ogunde. Kunle Ogunde has to be, he was one of the pioneers in Nigeria who started Christian drama. At that time, he has what they call a group called the Word Production. The Word Production. The Word Production. At that time, he really contributed so much to the growth of Christian drama. At that time, having future with his parents, having future with his parents on a lot of things like having future with the parents on what I call the future with the parent, and is what I call revolutionary trend in Christian drama. He started the revolutionary trend in Christian drama, and this particular topic was written by Foluke Ogunleye, one of the theses and one of the references, the drama and theater in Nigeria, which was awesome. And I need to let you know that quite a number of things. Excuse me. Excuse me. Quite a number of things happen at that time that brings about a revolution, and I'm going to be talking about what I have said to us before. And Kunle Ogunde at that time started the word production. He started the word production. So having started the word production, in when he received shortly after he gave his life to Christ, he started that. Started what we have there. Sorry, he started that and all that. Sorry. So he started that, and he went to Christian drama and to have his own private group, and that has no affiliation with any church. You know, the father started in church, and let me tell you something. Kunle Ogunde happened to be one of the sons, one of the children of late Hubert Ogunde, and Kunle Ogunde is still alive, very much alive by the grace of God. It wasn't easy for him to change his profession after his conversion, so he simply changed his focus. Because at that time he couldn't leave the theater, using the theater to entertainment and commercial purposes, and now he had to begin the theater for evangelical purposes. And it wasn't so easy. It wasn't so easy. He began to use the theater, and a lot of things begin to happen, and the conversion of the Christianity, and he has to convert the conversion of Christianity, and he's establishing a Christian drama group. One of these reasons was that he was disbanded to secular group because the member did not have the commitment to religious and non-profit theater. So he has to stop some people. If you're not born again, leave this group. So the group came up by December 1982. In December 1982, in the middle of the year, Kunle Ogunde became convinced that potency of drama must be used. So he started 1982. And it became a case for Christian drama by drawing example from the Bible. According to him, let me quote what he said. Drama has been a godly device of communicating with people both in the Old and New Testament. One of the videos I mentioned this when I was started the beginning. So in the Old Testament, serious messages have been conveyed to the nation of Israel by the prophet through drama. Ezekiel 4:2, Ezekiel 4:2, 1 King 20:35 to the end. Hosea 1:2. In the New Testament, drama is seen in the triumphant story, in triumphant entry of Jesus to Jerusalem, and Prophet Agabus' message to Paul. You know, I mentioned that, and I mentioned that I visited one of the leaders, Children Bible Club, Children of God Bible Club, Pastor Anyafe Olua. And when he mentioned that even if some people don't believe there is a drama, the Agabus message to Paul is enough to convince him. Drama is therefore a scriptural conception. Ogunde, 1982. With the example that Ogunde gave, the example of dramatic action cited from the Bible, he silenced the most of his critics, because at that time they come to say there is no drama in the Bible. He also faced the same problem every other drama ministers faced along the line. He also faced the same problem every other drama minister faced along the line, when they say, show me in the Bible where there is drama. And many of them have forgotten that part of the story Jesus Christ said, a lot of biblical drama. Even if they don't see somebody acting. What of the prophet Agabus message to Paul? Now, it is interesting to know that this man who started the first independent Christian drama in Nigeria, that's the man who started the first independent drama ministry in Nigeria. I'm talking about Kunle Ogunde. Kunle Ogunde in Nigeria. In recent time, is the son of the famous, mentioned that, and then his father started his theatrical profession in 1945, but he started in 1982, and he attempted religious drama, and by 1986, a lot of things would begin to happen. So Kunle named his group the Word Production because his aim was to produce play with biblical themes, and Christians regard the Bible as the Word of God. According to him, let me also quote him here. The aims and objective of this Christian body is to win souls through the medium of drama with the Word of God, through various means of films, video recording, photo play magazine, and comic magazine. That was 1983. That's what he said. He also mentioned the video films. He mentioned films, which is cellular, and he also mentioned video recording. He also mentioned play magazine and comic magazine. And that's the vision at the very beginning. So Kunle Ogunde regarded his group as a Christian group, a Christian body, using drama to preach the gospel. So he doesn't want anybody to say, oh, are they secular? No. And at that time, this shows the conservative Christians that his intention is purely evangelical. This same conservative Christian has succeeded in delaying his theatrical activities for a year. They didn't allow him to operate for a year. So he commented on this in his newsletter, through which he advertised the intent of the group. He said, listen, an advert was made to call for the cooperation of brethren. However, various criticism, misconception, and lack of understanding made the vision to be slow before it materialized. That was 1983, in one of the newsletters he produced. Kunle Ogunde started the group despite the opposition, and the first task was to introduce the prospective actors and actresses into the rudiment of the acting profession, another art of the theater. From January 1983, seminars and workshops were organized. Remember I told you about the NC that started in 1975. As 1975, there has been Christian drama workshop and all that, but nobody ever started a drama school. All right? So we're going to talk about that later. Now, from that time, he handled the most of these seminars and workshops himself, but he also invited professional theater artists to handle some of the work. For example, one of his newsletters reported that Isi Agboaye, I've just mentioned that man. Wow, that man is awesome. I was mentioning some names that ordinarily I wouldn't have even known about them. So 1985, this is what he quoted in. He said, Isi Agboaye, a theater artist, dealt with the aspect of script analysis. This was also followed by a lecture demonstration from Mr. Ayo Ogunde on the techniques of acting on the screen, with some demonstration by members of the Word Productions in gold to illustrate what is being taught. He was also at the last seminar in which he spoke on filmmaking. Kunle Ogunde, 1985. Through these seminars and workshops, the newly recruited members of the group became exposed to theater, and tryout was in February 1983 with the presentation of a play titled King of the Fools, written by Kunle Ogunde. The play The play was performed in a church at Lagos Evangelical Center. Lagos Evangelical Center with this maiden production and others, which followed in quick succession. Many conservative Christians changed their mind positively about Christian drama. You can see that I'm talking about historical background, some of the things that some of us might have bypassed. And like I told us, I'm going to be taking time to talk about him today, to the best of any other available thing I have with me. So the play are Bible based, so as to introduce the essence of the Christian faith and doctrines to the audience. They are also at that time going to introduce the new dimension to Christian drama. He was the first independent Christian dramatist in recent times to perform in a secular profession theater building. He was the first to do the theater, the secular theater building. I've been talking about edifice. You remember when I was talking about theater, the performative, and theater, the edifice? Go and watch the video. You have a lot of videos to watch now, over 30 videos. So please, it will not stop. It will keep on increasing. Now, he happened, underline that word, he happened to be the first person to do that thing in a secular theater, or let me say public theater. Now, the play that was that time, within that time, a plot are usually situated with the contemporary society with real life characters and situations that, as the audience, will be able to empathize with the character on stage. Just like the same pattern of the daddy that they talk to the audience. Excuse me. They talk to the audience when they're talking. So in April 1983, he produced a play, A Time to Live and A Time to Die. You know, I told us it was a first-person building where gate fees were charged. Not only they prepared, or they as I presented in like public or secular theater or theater hall, is also for the first time gate fees were charged. In April 1983, he produced a play titled A Time to Live, A Time to Die. A lot of people know this one, even before the first one, The King of the Fools. Not many people know The King of the Fools. A Time to Live and A Time to Die. It's a very powerful drama, that adaptation of the Christopher Marlowe's Doctor Festus. The National Theatre Igamu, Lagos, to a capacity audience. A lot of people were there that day. And before this time, performances of Christian play had always taken place within the churches and within the church and school premises, because many Christians regarded the theater as a den of the devil. At that time, nobody wanted to dare it. And you now see a lot of people where they still run away from the theater or drama and all that. Now, also because of the overt propaganda intent, attendance at such performance has always been free, so as to encourage a large number of people to watch the plays. So they can't go to schools and begin to charge them. It's not possible. And this non-commercial status, however, necessitates that production costs will be kept to the barest minimum, and good production may not be obtained from such austere budgets. So with the introduction of the gate fees, it will be possible to pay good actors and actresses, and that was the beginning of paying people at the time. And you know, in Nigeria, we still do this kind of free. Excuse me. We still do this kind of this free offering unto the Lord with honorarium following, which is good and all that. So, which is good and all that. Now, introduction of that thing and reduce. So this can be deduced from Kunle Ogunde's comment about the National Theatre production. He says this, and I quote him: "There was no altar call at the end of this production because different circumstances were taken into consideration." Now, one of the things, like I said, history reveals, but you know, at that time there was no altar call, and it's not a plus really. You know, they're just starting. Nobody has ever done something. Now we can talk and say, oh, what they did was not correct. It's supposed to have done altar call, because we now have understanding. At that time, nobody. He is one of the pioneers going on to that kind of level, based on the leverage of what his background is. And usually at the end of Christian plays, altar calls are given. So, but in that theater day, they couldn't do that because of different circumstances. Somebody goes on stage to appeal to the audience sentiments. He tells them to re-examine their lives in the light of the play they have just watched, and that if they want to become Christian as a result of this soul searching, they are invited to make a public declaration by going up to the altar of the stage, as the case may be. So Kunle Ogunde could not do this at the National Theatre. because the people paid to enter, and they might object to such a treatment. So that was the reason, so that will not cause a chaos, because people came, though they are being ministered to, but they could be, they could cause a chaos anyway. And consequently, the charging of gate fee was discontinued. The group now depend on sponsorship by individuals, religious organizations, offerings, and so on for their production. This gives them a freer hand to do whatever they please in their production. Apart from the stage medium, many of his plays have also appeared in Photoplay magazine. In 1984, he started conversing for fun to enable him to make use of the television and the film media. This move was tagged Operation Gospel on the screen. This screen was tagged, that was as far as 1984, Operation Gospel on the screen. He wanted to take advantage of the mass audience provided by this media. According to Kunle Ogunde, I quote, A number of evil devices have their root from cinema houses. Apart from acting as potent and effective stimulant, it sets the mind and imagination in motion, and it can be used to disadvantage. A highway robber testified to the fact that he learned most of his tricks from worldly films. According to psychologists, vision makes an impression of 22%, more than what one hears. How much more when the two effects are combined, visual and auditory sense? It has a forceful effect. That was Kunle Ogunde, 1982, written in one of his newsletter. I hope you are enjoying, you are following this thing. And that's why I said these three people, I will be talking well. I'm going to be talking more about them, because apart from that's one we know in the West here. That's why I've gone to the north. I've gone to different parts of the things. And quickly, I want to quickly say something. I want to appreciate Nigerian Baptist Convention. For putting it in their mind to pray for drama minister from October 5th to October 27th. I was shocked yesterday when somebody just looked at me and said, "What's the name of your ministry again?" I said, "The Sword of Excellence." I said, "We prayed for you today." I said, "Where?" And it just showed me the daily encounter with God that is being used nationally and worldwide by Nigerian Baptist. I was a wow, Nigerian Baptist Convention. I want to appreciate Nigerian Baptist Convention. In fact, today they are praying for Overcomers Ministry. Sister Tony Esho Fatusi. I was shocked. I said, wow, the Church of God has coming to now realize to pray for drama minister. And I think other ministries, other churches should embrace this. And I'll come back to that. Thank you very much. God bless you. Let's go. It also pinned a positive force in the form of Christian propaganda through the screen. And a lot of things also happen along the line to make sure that the negative events of violence, immoral portrayal on television is being attacked. Let me put it that way. It's being attacked. On a mere serious level, such media propaganda is necessary to give the true picture of Christian faith. True picture of Christian faith. Now, a lot of things, and people also think of blasphemous films such as Jesus Christ Superstar, which portrayed Judas as a saint and Jesus as a villain, and portrayed the true picture. So Kunle Ogunde gave a call for other Christians to rally around him in his project, because the world now has very, very terrible zeal for blasphemy. Even till now, if in 1980 something, the world has serious thing for blasphemy. Now in 2016, a lot of demonic thing, LGBTQ. You know that? Do you understand what they call LGBTQ? Oh, wow. I will just tell you three. Let me tell you three and leave the rest for you. All right. LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual. Let me just tell you those three. They have been infused even to cartoons. They have been highly infused to cartoons. So our children cannot just watch anything again. So even 1980 something, the people has a zeal for blasphemy. There are more blasphemy. You remember 2014, the year of the Bible, by Hollywood year of the Bible, when they begin to talk about Lot and all that, they begin to talk about people incorrect biblical passage, and people propagate some of those things. So this testified the attempt by an American film company. This typified by the attempt by an American film company's attempt to produce a film titled The Sex Life of Jesus. That was the time people were just signing that thing. If you remember in those days, the sex life of Jesus, which Jesus to be portrayed as homosexual. Kunle Ogunde's project was codenamed Panafima. Panafima, the acronym for Pan-African Film Missionary Alliance. And you know, from the word, in fact, he has passed through the different names till date. The aim of Panafima, and they become a global FINA. That is not going to be a FIMA. It's not going to be only African again. It's going to also be world FIMA, and that's the name they still bear to today, global FIMA. The acronym for Pan-African. The aim of Pan-African is to win convert of Christianity through the production of film, both for the cinema and television. The statement of the goal states this, and I quote him, 1988. To shoot relevant films for evangelical use. These films will address issues particularly or peculiar to our environment and culture, with a target of 200,000 covered within a year of release. I think that's awesome. How many of us drama ministers still have this kind of views? You have this kind of project. If you don't have this kind of project, you're not doing the right thing. How many souls do you want to win in a year? Every year in our ministry, we write it down. Okay, at least, Lord, give us 7,000 souls. Give us 15,000 souls in a year. So what we know, then we know that when we go for ministrations, our major focus is to what? Is to make sure we get things done right. Now, this man has, within a year of release, to reach out this grassroots level, each film shall be made available in other major local languages, apart from the indigenous language in which it is originally shot, 1998, Kunle Ogunde. A lot of filmmakers in developed countries make use of such films for religious propaganda. People will prefer to watch a narrative film to watch a film preacher or a documentary in Christianity because of the entertainment value. In 1986, Kunle Ogunde went to United States of America to solicit for support in Panafima. And let me quickly tell you the truth. The son of the man is still alive, and I'm still going to look at a way of recording his voice to talk briefly about Christian drama. I've gotten the word load of the word. He has given me the scripture. I've asked a question, he has answered, but I won't deceive you. The son of the man that Kunle Ogunde went to meet, wow, the son is still alive. The son is 71 this year, even this month. Now let's go. He went to United States of America to solicit for support for Panafima. He linked up with the Christian film company of Ken Adamson Film, which has produced popular Christian propaganda films like Pilgrim's Progress. How many of you know Pilgrim's Progress? Yes. How many of you know Christiana, Patmos, Love Note? All these films, if you need them, by the grace of God, if you come to my office, I can make it available for you free of charge. Free of charge, if I thought you're going to use it for evangelism. All right? So I have all this film, Love Note, and other popular films. In 1987, Ita Admonson, a producer with Ken Adamson Film, came to Nigeria to carry out feasibility studies on the production of a Kunle Ogunde film. Our report shows that a lot of groundwork remained to be done, especially in the area of finance. Till date, the vision of film project is yet to be materialized. It never came. It was an attempt. You know, I told you, and when we were talking about, can you tell me the first Christian film and video film at that time? So it was not be able to materialize. So there was attempt. So Kunle Ogunde has made an effective use of the stage for Christian propaganda, evidenced by the name of the written and produced on stage, and the effect of such production on the audience. That is, he has made the use of stage drama evidence in the number of play writings and produced on stage, and the effect of such production to the audience. In 1983, the first year of his group's active performance, you know, he started in 1982, don't forget, and 1983, he has a 1 year, 4 plays were produced. They are The King of the Fools, Tears from the Fellowship, A Time to Live, A Time to Die, and The Crucial Hour. Crucial Hour. There were 30 performances of this play in various locations in Nigeria. So they don't only wait, they move around. At the end of every performance, with the exception of the National Theatre that I mentioned the other time, they made their altar call. Altar calls were given, and members of the audience usually troop to give their life to Jesus, to become Christians, and or to make decision to live better. You know, and those are the things I want to. In fact, I always say something to a lot of drama ministers now. I've said it before, and I'm still going to say it here. a drama ministration without an altar call is like a king without a crown. That's one of the things the Lord has given me from the far the beginning. All the people that you are watching, please put your comments. Let's see your comment. I could see some people which I'm going to mention after the whole for the whole class. I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to mention you. So, Christian people come for their Christian life. This shows that the essence of the propaganda has been grasped and instant achieved. Now, look at this. The word production newsletter give instance of success of the propaganda. And I want to at the production of Time to Live and the Saturday at the University of Ibadan. I want to quote this, 1983. At the end of the play, many people gave their lives to Christ. Among these was a married woman who testified to living an adulterous life and a young man who had been pretending to be a Christian in order to get a Christian girlfriend. Can you see? As far back as 1983. 1983. As far back as 1983. So Kunle Ogunde, I'm the one I'm talking. If you are just joining, I'm talking about Kunle Ogunde, who is one of the pioneers who contributed and is the first person who has independent drama ministry in Nigeria. Now, these people came forward as they say they could renounce their sin and live for Christ and live as a Christian. And also the production of the Crucial Hour at the Polytechnic Ibadan. Hear the testimony from the Crucial Hour at the Polytechnic of Ibadan. So you can remember that the history revealed that they go to campuses. No wonder our ministry, in our ministry, we are called to church and campuses. We move from one campus to another. Even in our films, it always reflects campuses. You know, what is your own area of ministry? You understand? We are having a long way to go by the grace of God. God is helping us, and you know, nothing will stop us. Nothing. Internet cannot stop us. People cannot stop us. And you know, this is one thing God has given to us, and we're going to use it well. And every other available technology that God will make available for us, we're going to use it by the grace of God. Now, listen to what he said. The whole auditorium and the gallery was full. While many were standing, a coordinator in a Christian ministry said he had been skeptical about dramatic performances before. He actually came late, and he was going around when he became amazed as he saw people weeping and repenting. He was also impressed that he promised to arrange a tour of the group to different campuses for the ministry. That was 1983. So you can imagine that God at the very beginning used what somebody, the Father has deviated from, using the Son to do the continuation. And remember that God has been gathering people all over the country to do a ministry of drama. So the ministry in question is the Deeper Life ministry. That person, the ministry in question that promised to do something, is the Deeper Life ministry. It was under the same ministry that Kunle Ogunde had faced persecution in his early days as Christians for daring to remain a theater artist. Can you now see that there is no church, no prominent church in Nigeria that doesn't have any root and have to do something with drama? So some of you who are Deeper Life and you are thinking you have been scared of doing drama ministry, in fact, Deeper Life ministry, let's say Deeper Life, Deeper Life Bible Church produced the first independent Christian ministry, independent Christian drama ministry. Independent Christian drama ministry. It's not amazing? Deeper Life. Some of you say, God can. In fact, I'm excited. Akinwale, thank God you are hearing this now. Ife Grace, you are hearing this now. All right. Now, the Kunle Ogunde faced the persecution at that time, and with a lot of things that he faced, you can imagine that he didn't give up. This shows that the positive gain, as reflected in the number of converts to Christianity through drama and theatrical propaganda, are enough to remove the former antipathy that the church has for the theater. The theater's popularity as an instrument for propaganda keep on increasing by the day due to this positive result. Before I leave on, because let me check my time. Wow, my time is fast spent, but let me quickly go and finish the Kunle Ogunde's thing this morning. I've told us we have gotten to a level that we have to get the history right. We have many of these things that personally I don't know many of them until the Lord said stop and do this research. I would have just gone through, glanced through, and I just go to the next thing that we have, because we have a lot of things for the people, but the Lord has the way, and He will keep on interrupting. And I so much agree with Him. He's the one that gave this vision. So if he's interrupting, and he's interrupting what I've written down, when you have written a lot of things down, you believe, this is how I want it to be done, and this is what I want them to do, and you cannot. It's God. That's the truth. It's God. You can never tell God that this is what I want you to do. You understand? But when He's giving you a path, you can change it, but nobody will know. So Kunle Ogunde, I just want to say something little again about him before I go on. Kunle Ogunde, also one of the pioneer. Kunle Ogunde actually pioneered the new trend of private, non-church Christian drama groups. And I want to also recap it for you that is the son of the doyen of Nigerian theater, Hubert Ogunde, who himself was involved in church drama between 1944 and 1995. So Kunle Ogunde started his group in 1982, and 37 years after his father performed his last native air opera in the church, before moving into secular theater. He was in the vanguard of canvassing for the production of Christian film, albeit with an eye of the cellular format. And that's one of the things that didn't allow him to really, if I want to tell you the truth, that's one of the reasons that he traveled around to bring people to come and do the Christian film at a particular time, because he has been used to his father who shot on cellular, and he doesn't believe you have to do this video thing and all that. You remember what I told you, that those people that want to go into even video in the secular, the father was almost putting a threat and a curse on some of them. They should allow those things to happen. So, and one of the things I've also told us that moving from the secular background, the name of the organization that he established for the film project, he has a word production, but the one he established for the film project is Pan-African Film Missionary Alliance. Pan-African Film Missionary Alliance. Because I may ask my question on Saturday or thereabouts. I can ask you some question on this thing you have been hearing from Friday to Saturday. I'm going to be asking some questions, and don't run away. Don't say you will not join me 9:30 on Saturday, 9:30 p.m. So every day, Monday to Friday, is actually 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 to 10:30 or less. 45 minutes to 1 hour is what we schedule. And I told us this morning is going to be a long way, a bit higher than the normal 1 hour, but I will try. I still have like 3 minutes left. So the name of the organization we established, I've mentioned it to you. As far back as 1986, Kunle Ogunde linked up with the veteran Christian filmmakers, Canadian scene in the United States. And as that time, he had a link up, but he was not able to possible to do the something. Ita Edmondson came around to see what is on ground, and unfortunately, a lot of things were not in place. And remember, around that time, Mount Zion Faith Ministry is also doing some things, but I won't go to that now. And I will just mention this following other drama ministry that along the line after the 80s, 90s, early 90s, many other evangelical drama groups also emerged. Although many of them have predilection for screen medium alone, many of them are into film ministry, many of them were not even the stage. But some of them are also in the stage and drama. We have the likes of the Breakthrough Ministry, K-Technical Evangelical Ministries. We have Crystalline Evangelical Drama Outreach, formerly Watchtower. We have Evangelical Outreach Ministry, Yvonne. We have Reconciliation Ministry. We have Latem. We have Sedme. We have Rock of Ages, Mama Deduton, Rock of Ages Evangelical Ministry. We have Chosen Generation Ministry, Mama Animation. We have Step Ministry, Jubilee on Stage International. We have Children of God Bible Club, System Ministry International. We have Victory Drama Group, which I mentioned yesterday. We have Cornerstone International. I'm still looking. I've sent a message to him. I'm talking about Pastor Shitu Olorunimilo. I also want to hear some of the things from him. Then we have Projem. We have Agbara Mikorara Ministry. We have many other groups belong to one powerful umbrella. We have so many now. In fact, so many now that belong to a very powerful umbrella known as an association of Christian drama film, which is called Ansudram. That is all Nigerian Conference of Evangelical Drama Ministers, Ansudram. And those are the things that God has helped us to do. Quite a number of people are into this session of filmmaking. This morning, I want to appreciate you all. I want to thank you for joining. Let me quickly appreciate those people that have joined. I want to thank God for Sam Idowu all the way from Ghana. I want to appreciate Tommy Singh Adepeju in UK. I want to thank God for David Taiwo Epsiba in US. I want to thank God for Olanike Juliana Olushola in Nigeria. I want to thank God for Trego President Joseph Oladapo Okunla. God bless you. I want to thank God for my beloved friend Kunle Ali Singh. I want to appreciate my brother. God bless you, my namesake. I want to thank God for your life. I want to thank God for Dr. Adeoye Omoniyi, who also joined this morning. I want to thank God for our beloved brother I've mentioned the other time. I want to appreciate all of you and those who I cannot mention that have been watching. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord preserve us. This morning has been awesome. And like I told you, why do you have these glasses? I have a brief infection on the face, and I don't want you to look discovering on that. So that's why I use this. And then the Lord help us. The Lord bless us so much. I want to appreciate to share this video. Pray for us. We covet your prayer more. Till Jesus comes, we're going to be doing greater things. And God will help us in Jesus' name. Before I go, let me tell you, because some people are joining new, we have the spiritual segment, which are going through. We have gone through that. You can see the video. Now we are in the academic segment. So academic segment, then later we'll go to practical segment. But along the line, we're going to be going up and on to the three together, interwovenly and intermittently, by the grace of God. So I want to appreciate all of you. I pray that if Jesus tarries, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. every day. And weekends, it's going to be 9 p.m. on weekend for now. If it's going to change on Friday, you will not be notified that it's going to change. God bless you and see you very soon, or see you doing well in the Lord. I love you.